Thank you for listening to this audiobook. This is Custody of the Heart, written by Nora Kensington and narrated by Google Play auto-narrated voice, Michelle. Audio copyright 2024, published by Nora Kensington. Prologue. Kate Green. Everything can change overnight. That's the most accurate sentence I've ever heard. And how am I so sure of this? Well, it has proven to be true in my life on countless occasions. When I was 13 and got my first period, it happened overnight. I went from being a child to a teenager in the blink of an eye. When I got the email from Harvard telling me I had been accepted to college, it was also overnight. I went from being a high school student to a future student at a prestigious university. When I discovered that I was pregnant, that a baby was being created inside me, and that I would be responsible for a pure and innocent life, it was once again overnight. I went from being just a daughter to becoming a mother. Sudden things happen all the time. It only takes a blink of an eye for the entire scenario to change. A single second can cause a major catastrophe or a beautiful miracle. So yes, everything really can change from one moment to the next, as they say. However, I did not expect that so many changes could occur so simultaneously. But that is what happened. One day, everything was normal. Then the next day, I ruined an important project, was officially subpoenaed, and had full custody of my daughter threatened to be taken away from me. I found myself with no way out, and began to think that other phrase that is so often used, "Nothing is so bad that it cannot get worse," was also true. But that thought only occurred to me until he arrived. The lawyer who would end up becoming the solution to all my problems. Chapter 1. Park Soo-ho. I look at the watch on my wrist, letting out a long sigh when I see that it's almost 3 in the morning. I should be home by now. Why did I even decide to come for a drink when I have so many things to do? Just thinking about the amount of paperwork in my office, waiting to be read and resolved, gives me a headache. Damn, it was the time I agreed to become a lawyer for King's Enterprise. Actually, damn, it was the time I became friends with Blake Choi. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be turning gray when I'm only 28. Damn, Soo-ho. Why did you have to be best friends with someone so important? Why not be a lawyer for a small business? It would be so much easier than running a conglomerate. I crack my...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?